This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Agents, I don't know whether you want the president to open his flap and take his dick out and say, this is my dick. No. When you are fighting galamsey, you fight by using the law to fight it. The president, since he became president, he has never defended any galamsey activity in Ghana. So it will be better for you to retract and apologize to the president on that statement. When Chairman Wontumi was into illegal mining, the Minerals Commission came out to issue a statement that a guy is mining without a license which is not legit. Nana Akufo-Addo, in front of Ghanaians, never admitted Chairman Wontumi was into illegal mining. So that is why when the president came, he said, I am not going to issue license like the way Akufo-Addo issued license like a crazy dog. I am going to vet what we have.
I have body TV. Yema munyina kwa bamfamaso. Uti da kevitela kaino. Erastus asare don ko no nyano no. Ani joy for ni ye friend saying asempa. Na is a multimedia for na dia waye omo. Ni nyina ne say excavators. The whole world up pay country excavators. You a port pan Ghana. Na 24 hour economy no match as support. Yes, how much excavators we you. Chai. Enye galamsey ya ne no be. Oh, kwan ben papa ben no mo Ghana. Galamsey ya no be jai. Eno na Mahama comment to make here say state of emergency amount for friends or no can say oh position no can say na nando enye. Aba power onya. Say na process and then Kevin tell us say galamsey ye dem ra na etu ase. Mfata kashe. Ono ga Kevin tell us asem no. Na dia wa ye joy for no multimedia for. Chai. And na dia ye dem ra na etu galamsey ase. Enye state of emergency bia bia. Okay.
Sir, me news editor Erastus Asaridonko. Abe write up tin of Facebook, and I feel say from all his experience and the work he has done on the ground, covering a galamsey stories, you know. When I read the write up, I realized he was more emotional. He wasn't factual, and until he puts his emotions aside, he will understand what the president said yesterday. No president in the Republic of Ghana is willing. The willingness is there, and we are seeing glimpses of it. Maybe he does not see it that way. It does not mean that the government isn't working or fighting illegal mining. Gold, Ghana Japade, and Okasano say, I'm not here to lie to anybody because we're president of Ghana or a Ghanani or Nyakora. I say no him said the fight against galamsey wasn't going to be easy. Inti Oban no him say ekono ebedin because for the past 8 years, Jirima na Osha na ekosono, it wasn't going to be a walk in the park. But then this man, when he was speaking Endrano, he did not blame anybody. He told Ghana for say, "Dear ye be ye ana ye ediabwa ama galamsey no akofom no ena aban eye na okasa no okanse bebre." In fact, me no tia ye kase nipa nwotwe a omne helicopter koto fom no, it was the fight against galamsey. Enti no muko wuye. Nipa nwotwe. Enti that alone should tell you that the government, the willingness of the government is there. The willingness is there. Why Tina Aban with the gold board by? There is a reason why gold board was established. Gold board was not established just to do what? To buy gold and sell or whatever. Gold board was established to make sure obe protect your gold, you know, and also make sure people don't take advantage of that and destroy our water bodies. There are measures. Gold board, no, as time goes on, no, they are going to implement through the Ministry of Land and make sure time air cost no na emrano ye jumano, then we start to get the good out of the bad. The president never came to pretend and speak grammar. Emma Ghana be arguing say obekambro for there. He was blunt and straightforward. In fact, before I call Erastus Asaridonko write up on the the president made statement or can de omo ye when it comes to the fight against galamsey. 8 months against 8 years. But the reason why I don't want us to even think about Akufo-Addo's 8 years and then say John Mahama and Aban, they are not looking at the damage that has been done. They are looking at the way they would solve the damage, the problem that has been caused. In Tandra, so a president now. You never heard a president who was saying naysayers. You never heard a president who was saying my predecessor. You never heard a president who was saying and this was done. You had a president who was positive, progressive. This is what we are doing. Now, statement a president can't win. The people who are contesting the president's statement, nobody has been able to say, since John Mahama, the president, will issue one license, Amani Pebi or Ghana. These are things you need to look. Nabutan say, is the president willing? Omo beje license and omo Ghana in the name of Yakuta license, but omo ya galamsey no. President we buy almost 9 months ni Oma ubia license. He was emphatic. More problem with the president's statement, and I'll go to Erastus Asarodonko's write-up. That's what I'm saying. So the write-up was out of emotions, but facts, he missed it because maybe he's pained about something. When you're pained about something, we understand, but when it comes to the facts are the facts. Now the president said, under his leadership, obedi abaimu. On releasing one license Emma Obia Ghana, meaning Odinkaka semi also so percent a ponkono eka buonima to buonim. Some percent ponkono ka e buonima to a buonim. So he has closed a sa ponko buono. Now we have to deal with what is in the buo. Because sa won't deal with what is in the buo, you can't open that door for more ponko to enter or for more ponko to exit. Inti president say some person ponkono ka ebuonim a e wo so ye den udi nka to ebuonim inti obaye no ade a friend license obi beji aka say mekoye small scale mining, and so at the end of the day it is a chairman wontumi na wa end up doing illegal mining. No, he has stopped it for now. Nobody is taking license, and I was expecting you people to go out and say that is the beginning of fighting illegal mining in Ghana. Because it was people getting access to a lot of license and going out there in the name of me having a license and practicing the illegality. So now we are going to take our time and look within those who have been issued license before we move forward. Into John Mahama by 9 months, what to a buonim or see the way buonim, we need to clean the buo. After that, we can open that a buono for us to get some in or get some out. So as a journalist like Asarodonko, you have been on the ground more than I have been. You have first class experience of what is happening on the ground. For the past 8 years, you have been on the ground, so you know. So for a president to even come and say 8 months or 9 months, ma ubia license, that should give you confidence. It should tell you that the willingness is there. It is not rhetoric. President Tekasendran or say they have set up blue water guard and you're going to say payday. Near waha. And the baby gala stop near the president said they are even going to add 2,000 more to just protect the water bodies, patrolling on just the waters. At least somebody would see water guards, blue water guards on the rivers and stay away a little bit. It is a way of fighting it. Now the president spoke about a ban on the importation of excavators for galamsey. As we speak today, the reason why Okotema port and installations bebria excavators it was all because people who are doing illegal mining cannot come forward and claim ownership of excavators or makra. The staple, John Mahama said, "What buonim?" Until we need to make sure we take care of what is in the buo. Until for a government for 8 years and the kufuado yan tu ebuo biamu, yan stopping the importation of excavators. Yan tracking excavator biamu. This government has the will. The willingness is there. And that is the most important thing, the willingness. So, abide banners or stop it, the license, issuing of license, mining license, then abide you're ready to deal with the matter. Let's put our emotions aside. The come, the nipa catch there, maybe especially the people man can't. Let's put it aside and look at the facts. The president spoke about establishing gold board to streamline gold purchase. And the gold board aba omo djuma the saying omo de emra bebre abehye ho de emra no de ahye de na beye. Apart from gold board inkwa ebeto Ghana gold every Ghana for abe Ghana for dia no or sa de emra to send be ya omo fa koti kwan so aye galamsey se omo beton eye gold na ma eye den abontene fo no omo so dwumedie ne yebegu no. That is gold board ne djuma omu bedinu no omudi. It does not take a day, a month, 2 months, 8 months to do that. It is a gradual thing. The government has put things in place. The government is basically tuning the system. Into gold board this one, it's not just to purchase gold. The gold board there is to protect your gold, and to make sure it protects our environment. How is it doing it? People now need license to be able to purchase gold on our market, meaning we will not get any black gold or blood gold or gold from what we call child labor or illegal mining gold. And as time goes on, all these people buying illegal gold and people dealing in illegal gold, they will fade out because there will not be a market ready to buy their fake gold. When I say fake gold, gold that wasn't mined legally. The fact of the case is the government is willing. And I am saying this because of Erastus Asaridonko, the write-up. Erastus, with all due respect, on the chairman journalism, on my first assignment, on the chairman said, this is what you say, this is what you do. I am very privileged to speak on his write-up when my boss gets something wrong. Now, the president also talked about plan to repeal LI. Near Tikromha, and all our forests was taken over by illegal mining. And the minnow can say all the forests are Ghana and they are buying Asaj in the back. President Krakasa na one country or see to be galamsey for sakofa two no Emma almost to Tunyama say almost soldier for just assassin. The president was real with us. Obianko Weka se men kasa ade no wasem. Mameko kanche Ghana for say yaje assassin nyina forest nyina be die ho. But o say no. The yaje ni nyina na chi no to be galamsey for say room and so ye nwodwuma se beje. The president is being blunt, open and transparent. What do you want the president to do? The president was making you understand the situation on the ground. The LI 2462, the president is 62. The president is making sure say obi eni obewura any forest in Ghana. I thought that was what we have been screaming about for years. Now let's go to Erastus Asaridonko. The write-up no. Na afei men bi. You see the write-up. The reason why I have an issue with Erastus write-up and I say the write-up now Erastus Troy, it is all about emotions. And he basically refused to address the matter factually. And that is where I have a problem with Erastus Asaridonko. Now, so some part of his write-up or say the president did not inspire hope and urgency in the fight against galamsey. I don't really know what you want the president to do. Maybe you wanted him to slang. You wanted the president to say he has put his presidency on the line. You want the president to just use some jargons. He's not going to do that. The president is going to be blunt with you. He's going to speak to you as a normal human being. He's going to give you the report, what is on the ground. So the urgency, I don't know whether you want the president to open his flap and take his dick out and say, this is my dick. No. The sense of urgency is the work being put in what they are doing. And the results are showing. Now, he watered down on a very precarious situation just as he has done always. The president never. President Mahama won't water down anything. From the beginning of his statement, he said he never underestimated the fight against galamsey. So you are not being factual. You are being too emotional. You are being too emotional because you feel, say, why you're Juma as a reporter and some things have to be done in a certain way, a certain period. It doesn't work like that. We recognize your work. That is why but the way you want things to be done, when it comes to fighting a menace like galamsey, it cannot be done at your pace. Galamsey should be strategically fought. You have to be technically smart. You reporting on galamsey is different from somebody who is going to make implementations on taking decisions to stop it. Reporting on it is different from trying to stop it. Into your work and the work of the government is a totally different thing. As much as we appreciate you reporting on galamsey, the people who are supposed to make sure they put their embra together to make it work, to stop it, it's a totally different thing. We all can comment on soccer. We can all comment on Black Stars, but not all of us can stand in the middle like Sibo and turn the game around. We can't. You being a reporter, I respect it. We all respect it. But when it comes to application of laws, because and that would mean sorry boom, no, this is governance. You need to look out for the people. You need to look out for also their interest. You also need to understand and respect the law. Inti, you reporting on it does not mean that the way you report on it, which to you and to us, we respect and admire. No? It is not the same way when you want to do what? Fight it. When you are fighting galamsey, you fight by using the law to fight it. And that is the part that my boss Erastus, you are missing. You are missing that point. You are becoming too emotional. Instead of you looking at things realistically, the president was being realistic. And I can tell you on authority, the president has never, when you say that precarious situation, just as he has done always, the president, since he became president, he has never defended any galamsey activity in Ghana. So it will be better for you to retract and apologize to the president on that statement. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo the president, he did not even admit to say galamsey koso. He never admitted. Even when Chairman Wontumi was into illegal mining, the Minerals Commission came out to issue a statement that a guy is mining without a license which is not legit. Nana Akufo-Addo in front of Ghanaians never admitted Chairman Wontumi was into illegal mining. So when you make such a statement, Mr. Erastus, you are being too emotional. Let the emotions go down and look at the issues realistically. Team. Now, my mentor Erastus statement in so. And my team this member into our entry when I'm into Erastus. This is a Akufo-Addo when he was addressing the issue of galamsey. And you want to say President Mahama. Where did President Mahama stand to defend or make it look like he's defending illegal mining? Abrana wo Erastus wako akonta mining sites. While follow up, Akko recover documents to prove say Chairman Wontumi is doing galamsey. The president stood on national television. You want to compare this to John Mahama? When did you ever hear Mahama defend anybody when it comes to illegal mining in Ghana? You need to apologize to the president. I am very ashamed that you of all people, you lower the standard this way. You are lowering the standard. You are too emotional about the issues. I understand what you have gone through. Metia, and with all due respect, over America, out of respect, you paid me a visit. We talked passionately about how you want things to change, how you want to fight illegal mining through your reporting. I know, at a point, these same people, they threatened to kill you and your children and your wife. You even had to find a way to leave the country. These things all you went through, so I understand your emotions when it comes to galamsey. But emotions does not solve issues. We are talking about real issues the president is presenting before you. You are getting it wrong here, my boss. You are getting it wrong. And this, I was shocked when I read your write-up. 90% of the write-up is all emotions. There's nothing factual about what you are saying. And a lot of speculations. At your level, you don't speculate. At your level, when it comes to speaking on galamsey or illegal mining in Ghana, you are not supposed to speculate. I'll point it out to you where you were speculating. I want to fight illegal mining. I want galamsey to stop. We all need to do our part. We are not supposed to be speculative. We are not supposed to be emotional. We are supposed to be factual. We need to look at the issues because it is only laws that can fight galamsey, not emotions. I totally disagree with him on the withdrawal of IGP's men and accusing them of not knowing the difference between legal small-scale miners and illegal miners. The president never accused the IGP. He never accused the police. That's why I'm saying sometimes you need to take a breath. Take some breathing exercise. The emotions are too much. In the president's statement, he said there was too much confrontation between the police and some of the people involved in illegal mining. And he believed that it would be better that the police are withdrawn because when it comes to illegal mining, the way it is sophisticated, the line between legal mining, legal small-scale mining, and illegal small-scale mining or illegal mining is very light and very tiny. Even you reporting on the ground, sometimes you go to some sites, you cannot differentiate between illegal mining and legal mining. The only way you are able to differentiate is that, oh, this one is going into the river. But somebody might not be mining and then everything going into the river, but they are still doing illegal mining. So when the president says we are pulling the police, because maybe the police sometimes, they misunderstand the whole situation. The president never accused the police of doing anything. Sometimes we need to choose our words well. We need to choose our words well. We need to respect office. As much as we are journalists, we have the voice. We need to be very careful the way we put things out because that is what destroys or make. Now, you go on to say this. That is totally fallacy. That is total fallacy. It shows that it's either the president was ill-briefed about the situation in the ground, or he was totally clueless of what happens on the ground. I am surprised at your level at your level as a journalist. You are using such words. I'm very surprised. I am very surprised. Maybe you are on a route to embarrass the president to make you look good. But you clearly know that what you are talking about here, the president of the republic, in his opening speech, he made Ghanaians understand what the government is doing about illegal mining. Now, when you made this statement, you were never able to prove that the president was lying, or the president was deliberately, or he was misinformed, or he was not briefed well. You just made a statement, a flat statement, and walked. When somebody makes a statement like that about you, oh, Erastus Asarodonko, or Kosai TB, and Okokaba Galamsey, and Erastus Jessica, you'll be pissed off. Because you wouldn't want anybody to even think, say, what Kosai TB Jessica, until you come quickly on TV and say, no, that is my credibility, that is my name. This never happened. This is the president of the republic. He made Ghanaians understand. He made Ghanaians understand the air cost so any the omoye against the fight against galamsey. So for you to just come and use such statement, it's a total disrespect to the president. Total disrespect. And I know at this point, if you want the president's attention, if you go to the Jubilee House and you want to meet the president because of the work you have done, this president, I know, will give you every room. So you don't disrespect the president in your write-up out of emotions. You don't do that. Whatever you need from the presidency as a reporter and from all the success you have chalked in reporting on illegal mining, this president will open his doors to you. So when you make such a statement, what are you trying to prove here? Erastus, 440 excavators. We are talking about 1,000 people arrested. Today, the CJ, the Chief Justice, Mr. Bonny, or say they are thinking of putting together a tribunal quickly just for illegal mining, galamsey issues. President said 300 champagnes. And omajini na ebi omashono. Or say 900 water pumps. Ya che ama ekuafo, ya jefi illegal miners in sim, acha ama ekuafo. The president was talking about 44 forest reserves. Oma fighting to get 9 out. The president was talking about 900 water guards who are protecting water bodies. The president was talking about adding additional 1,000. What should the president do? What are you disappointed about? Unless you want to choose what was there before today. And remember, what was there before today was 8 years. We are talking about 9 months in office. Let's not be hypocrites here. Let's put the emotions aside, Mr. Erastus, and look at the issues. You are my boss, and I respect you a lot. But you got this wrong. You are too emotional about issues. You need to look at the facts. Now, when I read your write-up, when I continue with your write-up, this is what's in there. Or say, it shows that it's either the president was ill-briefed about the situation in the ground, or he was totally clueless of what happens on the ground. Or maybe he's also joining the bandwagon of deliberate spinning of falsehood in a bid to give the dog a bad name to hang it. You are basically speaking out of emotions. You are doing everything possible to disrespect the president. Yeah. That is what you are trying to do. And you know, in doing this, you are basically undermining your own report. Because I can show you report upon report where you have admitted that this government is doing better than the government that wanted to kill you. This is a government that is 8 months in power. Just 8 months. And the things that I am showing you, the things that I am playing to you, a government was in power for 8 years. We didn't see one. So what do you want? A DNA emoji. Is it an agenda against the government? We all want to fight galamsey. We cannot fight galamsey on speculation, disrespect, and personal or emotional feelings. No. We can only fight galamsey by making sure the law works. How is the law going to work? We need to implement those laws and see through them. Now you go on to say this. I challenge the president to name a single licensed small-scale mining entity that is mining responsibly on the ground. That is why when the president came into office, he shut the door. He hasn't given anybody a license. You are shooting yourself in the foot. You are challenging the president to show you one small-scale miner. That is why when the president came, he said, I am not going to issue license like the way Akufo-Addo issued license like a crazy dog. I am going to vet what we have. And the government that we voted against, Akufo-Addo issued 2,037 licenses. 2,037. 2,037. So if you are challenging the president to point out one small-scale mining company that is doing legitimate mining, there is a reason why the president stopped issuing any license from the day he came to office. He has never issued any license. And that should tell you that this president wants to protect you and protect Ghanaians. Imagine, sir, President Wesuba and issue 1,000 licenses by now. Anka galamsey nunka haneo. Anka galamsey nunka waha. So there's been crazy leap. There's been massive approach. The willingness is there. You can't challenge the president. The president has shown you the way by stopping. He has not issued a single license. Right before January 7th, Akufo-Addo issued 102 licenses. 102 before the day before. What do you people? What do you need again? Or you are still in that shock. It will take you some time. But sometimes we need to get out of the emotions. We understand the fight is not an easy fight. Reporting on galamsey is not easy. Putting your life on the line is not a joke. But hey, so every single thing is dangerous. And sometimes I tell people, say people like Erastus, fighting against galamsey, they have taken the decision. So Ghana now a journalist. Now so to me just say leave the journalism job. Me, my address any Ghana. I don't have my address in Ghana. So I perform my journalism from America. Until you can't sit in Ghana and tell me, say, oh yeah, Bema Bragana bear journalism. That is not where I live. I live in America. So I do my journalism from America. So Ghana now journalism now dangerous. Leave the job. Erastus Nim said, dangerous. Still, he's in there because it's the passion. He really wants to do it. So I keep telling people, what you are asking of the president, he has already done it by not signing any license. Ever since there, nobody has been able to be bold to say the president is lying. John Mahama about power no, you was signing one license. Ever since there will be to me, are you not people happy about it? Now, Mamenko, forward in your write up. I'm trying to let you understand. Sometimes I'll say nyabotre, asamba nyabotre, asamoba aya mu nyabotre. Na okasa bebra aya amount for whom weakness. Now you see, Mr. President, and this is Erastus speaking. Mr. President, some of your party executives listen to speculation, speculative journalism. Baby, awaye journalism eduno. Mention names. Obiantumi obibia. Otunfo said to Tawichi wa maodie award. Mention names and stop speculation. Because I want you to mention names for John Mahama to take action. Because John Mahama can or say so be wona abemu na say ye chew say oh illegal mining galamsey or be make sure say mbrani no be di or be pamon. So at this point, why are you speculating if you want galamsey to stop? Then it means you are not ready to fight this menace. You are being like any ordinary person on the street who is speculating. Mr. President, some of your party executives and appointees who were not happy with the way they were pouring sand in their gari started a propagandist agenda to give the dog a bad name just to hang it. No. You are playing around words. If you really mean business, Erastus, if it's not about emotions, and you say, per se, o can be nani pebika say, where dear, what you just wrote here, it defeats you as a journalist and all the report are free on the ground, Eba Ghana for. Because baby, I'll go report to free me new hobby. Wherever you go to do the report, obi any hobby, and you was some na yefa. Nasa woso wako, nasa wun to me modinya. Then there's no need you going back there to report from the ground. What's the difference between you and the president? Because the president is not on the ground. You are on the ground. So if you're going to speculate, then you and the president, you don't have any right to criticize the president that he does not know what he's doing. Because the difference between you and the president at this point is that he's the president, he's up there. He cannot come down. That's why he has a minister. You are a reporter. You have the opportunity to go down there. So you need to prove to him that you have the job done. So mention the names. Especially when the president has told you, when we do we conduct evidence and get to know say nipano ayabonina ebe pamona. What are you scared of? Unless you are not ready to do the job. You go ahead to speculate more. Today, as I write after the president's submissions and compromised position, no. You need to retract some of the statements you've made. You have to apologize to the president. You. And I keep telling you, you are my boss. But I feel your emotions is driving you somewhere it's not supposed to drive you. You have put compromise in inverted commas. You are trying to protect yourself. What you cannot do. Compromise position on galamsey. Many illegal miners are meeting in Samraboy and other areas. If you know illegal miners meeting, what is stopping you from telling the president who you are saying has been compromised? What's stopping you from telling the minister that this guy is an illegal miner? This person is an illegal. So it means you know the illegal miners. So if you know the illegal miners and the president is telling Ghanaians, you know, you have first-hand information. Why are you not giving it to the president and his team? Why are you not reporting to the minister? But you are speculating. You are now becoming a danger in the fight against galamsey. Yes. Because if there are some people at Samraboy who are doing what? Who are gathering illegal miners and you know about it and you have names, why are you now speculating? You have to be factual. Speculative journalism has ended a long time ago. And what I am doing tonight, Obibaji said, my name is boss or problem. I am protecting the integrity of Erastus Asare-Donkor, who is my boss. I am protecting what he has done. I am protecting his legacy. I am protecting the fight he has been fighting till now. Maybe he's becoming too emotional. So the basics and ethics, he's missing it. I will not sit here and say everything is rosary on the ground. I know the things you go through on the ground. I know the threat on your life. But the issue here is that we cannot also sit and speculate. We cannot sit and speculate. We need to be factual enough to prove or make our case. You are putting a lot of allegations out, disrespecting the president. But from the time I started reading this, your write-up, you have not been able to factually prove anything. You are speculating. You are speculating. Speculative journalism does not come in here. Now you go on to say this. They say they have been asked to go back. They say they have been asked to go back. Who says? So right now, you are writing everything based on speculation. This is Erastus Asare-Donkor. The Erastus we all know. The Erastus who is factual, who taught me the job. Now you are reporting, you are writing and saying they say. Who are the people saying? Who are the days? They say, who and who are the they? The illegal miners you know. So you know all these illegal miners and you have not told the government, you have not filed a report, you have not made it public. You know all these people. You know all these illegal miners and you are hiding it away from us. This is terrible. They say they have been asked to go back and erode the gains we made. Let's serve a warning. Mr. President, you are repeating the mistake of the previous regime and you know the consequences. What are the mistakes? You know the mistakes the previous regime made. And you know these illegal miners. You are hiding them and keeping them and telling the president that he's making a mistake. What to akoko and now the president say Abuwa Beni. My boss, what go to anoma and now the anoma the John Mahama say anoma be bonidin. You know the illegal miners. You even know that they are going to meet. You know that they are at Samraboy. You know their locations. What is your job? What to turn Mahama now the John Mahama? You are making the same mistakes. The same mistakes in the The same mistakes in the nim. Was a bois na aban eku galamsey. Now unim omo enim baby omo miti enim say illegal miners wa. Then you are saying he's making. Show us and let us all come out and fight it. Well, I don't think, say, Erastus, if you do a report on NDC executive who is involved in galamsey today with video evidence, facts, and documentation, the president will sit there and say, I don't care. No, this president is not a fool. John Mahama Onyakwasia, he respects people's opinions, but that does not mean he's a foolish man that anybody can just use anything against. So, from what I am reading, you are basically part of the illegal miners. I don't know, as long, maybe as you started reporting, you have been friends with them to the point where it is becoming difficult for you to pinpoint and tell us who they are. Because me maybe I need illegal miner. Samra boy, men call hoda. Me wa fonane a coach summer text. Coach Mensa, Tony Mensa. He's my father's brother. He's my uncle. I check. Coach Mensa is dead. May his soul rest in peace. Men call Samra boy da. Inti, I cannot tell you what is in Samra boy, but when I walk down, you know what is there. So you now. You are preventing the government from fighting illegal mining. With all due respect, boss. It hurts that I have to do this today. But if we all want to get things done, then we have to be realistic with the issues. You go on to say this. I find a bit lame some of your answers to questions on galamsey. Which of the answers did the president give? That is lame. The disrespect. The emotions, the frustration. You think that you have to, president has to speak in a certain way, give you a certain answer. No, you don't control the president. You don't control the narrative. You don't control the decisions of the government. Your job is to report on the facts. And at the end of the day, if the facts you put out, nothing is done about it, you have done your job. But you cannot say that the answers the president gave that I heard, that you also heard, you cannot sit and say it was lame. What makes you say the president's answers were lame? Don't just write. Don't just write. You have built something for yourself out of frustration and emotions. But maybe there are some people you have spoken to that are not doing what they have to do. Does not mean you have to try and run down the goodwill of the president, of the government. No. This is totally wrong. This is totally wrong. You have gotten it wrong. Now, people are going to see you in a different way. Because all the successes this president has chalked in 9 months, when you compare what John Mahama Mwaya in 9 months to what 8 months, 8 years, you don't even have to write this. With all due respect to you. But at the end of the day, you were not able to tell us what should be done. Part of the president's statements that you call lame. Sometimes when we learn the grammar, we should learn the grammar well. Let's not just learn the grammar and write anyhow. Answer President Mbaye, state of emergency, or say, there's a reason why in Tia, or you're very cautious about state of emergency. And couldn't Tia, say you focus state of emergency. Now, let me break something to you. Why I will share my name, my boss Erastus. The reason why you're not Ghana for to send me. Now your TV so radio so Eka say Ekufuado. He needs to make sure state of emergency because of galamsey on Fantono. It was because the government wasn't working. It did not show any will. There was no willingness to work to fight galamsey. When people were screaming that we need state of emergency, a state of emergency because of galamsey, no, it was because the Ekufuado administration had stopped fighting. They didn't even start in the first place. That was the time where a sector minister, the from Boadu, at the report about said, Mr. President, in your government, in your Jubilee House, where anyway, President, so people were like, this government is not willing. And if it is not willing, it does not have the will, then there should be state of emergency. So that is why people like us, John Mahama, and the whole world were saying, then Ekufuado, if you are not going to take a move, you are not going to make a move. If the will is not there, if your party people are doing it, you are standing in public defending Chairman to me, Minerals Commission, Akase, or the illegal, or the certificate, or the year mining, illegal, into illegal mining, then it is better you call in state of emergency, you put state of emergency there. Send your into the state of emergency and amount for calling. It was because the government, the president, the whole MPP government, the administration, they were not willing to fight it. But John Mahama said, there's the will. And he has stated things he has done. For a president to come into power 9 months on signing lines in CBR, the will is there. For a president to come to power 9 months, mining our forest reserves or see or making sure say mining our forest the will is there. When the government says, hey, I'm establishing gold board and that illegal miners and to me and town gold, and my foreigners and fangani and say yensuna, the person and the government is willing. So the willing is there. Why do you need what we call a state of emergency? Why do you need it? The president said, we have not even exhausted everything. The policies are there for gold board to put out to help us retrieve our land, protect our gold, protect our vegetation. Those policies in the Krampono, measures in the Krampono, it has not been fully implemented. This government is working. So when you say the president answers were lame, where are you coming from? I can debate you anywhere, my boss. You need to be careful the way you use your words. Especially when you have dealt with international media, you have dealt with international reporters. You need to be careful the kind of words you use. You don't attach emotions to your write-ups and your report. The person has given you clear-cut reasons why now I can't do that. Because the reason why people were calling for that was because we had a daft president, I know with Jimmy. He wasn't acting. And you know it more than I do. You were on the ground. His people were looking for you to kill you. Nobody was putting any measures across. Party people were doing galamsey. We saw sector ministers bring out a report. The president said he's not heard about it. So what were we asking for? What did you want us to do then? But today, there is a government that is willing to do the job. So you don't just make such statement and disrespect the president that his answers were lame. I am saying you have the right to criticize the president, but you need to be respectful in your criticism. Because when you make such statement without backing it with any tangible facts, then it makes you one of those people. I know you are hurt. I know the kind of work you have put into the report against illegal mining. It's tough, yes. But hey, your reporting cannot make the laws. Your reporting can help the government, guide the government, make laws to fight illegal mining. So there's a difference between reporting and a difference between implementing the policies, measures to stop illegal mining. We need to understand this too. There's a distinction there. So Mahama on your day, some per se call back to MPP. I'm about to radio so say during MPP time, no, not galamsey ni ye. We want you to come and sit on radio and say that. What say? Sana Mefro, I love you and I know you love me back. No homo. But if you want to tell Ghanaians that what this government is doing so far, what this government has done so far, it is nothing, and that what the NPP were doing was better, come and tell us on TV, on Facebook, that you believe that the NPP is better fighting galamsey than the NDC. But until you make that statement, with all due respect, say, shut up. With all due respect, but say, shut up. Because before you criticize, you do assessment. You put left and right on a scale, and you assess them. You have been on the field than anybody else. To prove me wrong, tomorrow morning, go on TV, go on radio, and prove to Ghanaians that the fight now against galamsey by the NDC government is not better than the NPP one. Just do that. Do video and stop the write-up. Now, you made some... I totally disagree with him on the withdrawal of the IGP, and I don't want to... I think I've made my point. When it comes to the fight against galamsey, John Mahama and Abanwe, they have done what they have to do, and they are doing it. You see, the first thing you do when you want to fight galamsey, and then John Mahama, baby, na Ghana, galamsey issues, baby, the only thing I also hear first is to stop issuing license. Finished. Now, the first thing John Mahama and say, from there, obedi president, Oma Ubia license. So it means say whatever we are dealing with, and what mess and that is what they are fighting. Inti ama kofi bua mono. The fight they are fighting today. Say and the ama kofi bua ejina TV so na o screaming na say or fighting illegal miners na say or fighting agia forester. And the license na ekufuado any MP before the man nipa bia omo ka say omo ko legitimate mining na omo turning into illegal mining. That is what we are fighting. So for a president to tell you say me ma obia enya den Mema obia license biom until we find solution, clear path. We see, say we are making progress. That alone is about 60% of the fight. So imagine, say John Mahama so buy, Ono so buy no also biom no all my license. Obia ba makwaje legitimate license so ade bechina to anka yete ha. Anka forest bi po Ghana. But this president came and said no license again. Me nyo, makunta me party nyo, me wafao, nobody's getting license. And to date, no reporter can tell Ghana for say John Mahama will be licensed for Ghana. 2, President say, Mati Gold Board. Gold Board Nejuma say, ye gold na nipebi afa koti kwanso, ede eye galamsey area kono. Gold Board ede embra ebe tutukwemwa, ye be protect ye ni gold no. Gold ni be ye dia. Ghana form ye illegal mine no. Samra na Gold Board tutu no. Ebe mana ye ding ama mo say galamsey kura be ya kono. Inti Gold Board de embra ne ba. So obi ni license kura na auto galamsey gold na osuro. It is not going to happen today. The Emrano Mudiabano, it takes time to fade out the bad ones. So the government is willing. Now, the same government say, Sa Emra Ekufu the share say, Yewura forest mu, President will say, nobody, Emra say, Obian to me, a President Mahama. Unless you people have some different idea. In today, I'm sorry, the president is not doing well. Then I'm president here. He was not even listening to any fool in Ghana. This guy, in less than 9 months, decisions are taken. If we go, it's not going to be smooth. It's a fact. There's a human factor to it. Gold is precious. Every single human being loves gold. There's a human factor. There's greed inside. So you're not going to get up and say 7 months, 8 months, 1 year, my fighting galamsey. No. But you see, the more you go, the more you implement, the more you correct the mistakes. That is how you fade out illegality. Who says, yeah, the 9 months, that mess, and the munyama, sorry, a church from Kwasia, bro, with all due respect to my boss, Erastus, not you. I'm okay, I can in some TV. So it means some of you don't even understand what you're talking about. You people don't understand. You have no idea about fighting illegal mining. This is a whole industry. When the president was saying, household, our Ghana, almost by 6 million households, and almost rely on small-scale mining. Almost 6 million. Now, and they are sorry, pa. Now, John Mahama say, Yako Parliament, Ako Jimra say, the state of emergency at Ashanti region, so we are and yet small-scale mining who be ma. Wouldn't be so Ghana. I'm asking you, Erastus. Yeah, sorry, and there. Now, end this if we Parliament. Now, because state of emergency, and to infant to the whole Ghana so. And it also has a time limit. Now, President, state of emergency. Now, Ochanopa, President Mahama, say, Yamfa state of emergency and to Ashanti regions because galamsey cost too much. Wouldn't be able to Ashanti region. But the implementation of Gold Board, it is checking the system and fading out, taking out the bad ones. It is making it difficult for those into illegal mining, omunya gold illegally and trying to sell to foreigners. Ghana will find a way to get those gold. Because let me tell you, say a armed robber will rob Bank of Ghana, akoria yesika. Now ya chino. Now the sikali be AC hospital. Ya in case or ya robenti or say Ghana ban ya hospital no. Ya ji sa hospital no. Ya ji sikali kogu Bank of Ghana. Ni atia edien. Ya tia armed robber no. And no and them who say journalists for be Ghana omu yin omu jimi. And a typical example is Kojo Yankson. This boy could not even manage a home as Mawari or Barman and he could not manage his marriage. He wants to manage Ghana. Yensem. Kojo Yankson. Now what was he saying? Oh, the president admitted. Say, now it is looking like Ghana, the gold board, we cannot differentiate between legal gold and illegal gold. Wait, Jimmy. Ain't you legal gold in that yentonjene? You see, now some accent meaning say British, say European, say Kazakhstan, and who cannot even keep a woman at home and say Mawaro Menwatna wants to decide and make decisions for Ghana. Ain't he? From his analogy, join news today, Jimmy for the doors too much. From Onona Jinimuno, Gold Board right now when they go out there, Omode Emra air to Kwemuno. Say a chi obino kuta illegal gold, I say obiton illegal gold, not Gold Board in Saka, I also Gold Board Eseno. It's right now, Gold Board, as a Shamrana, we are trying to fade out illegal gold buyers and sellers, Yama exporters license, buyers license, aggregators, to gold, be also to gold, be gold, gradually we are trying to fade out Indians, Chinese, any people doing illegal mining because you want kofwa, ejuma our system no more. Still, finding out. There are still people who are operating illegal mining in Ghana. Inti kwasia we are saying say at this point, I was a Gold Board any officer. Officer no go in the bar as we illegal, no question Jimmy for we didn't mind. Listen to somebody like this. Look at this cockroach. Dirty boys. And we have allowed these people to be sitting on TV. We have allowed these ignorant daft boys. So right now, he is trying to tell us, say Obi, by some means, Okoto illegal gold. Now it ends up on the table of Gold Board. Now Ghana gold. We should ban it. That is the message he's sending. Inti no yen hu se we onim nyansa ye man ntina radio so na onya den na on discuss politics, governance. This is the foolishness. Even the international world or the international market, when it comes to cocoa, there is a law say you cannot use child labor to, at the end of the day, grow cocoa, and at the end of the day, harvest cocoa and also sell cocoa. Even though the international market, they know that. They know, say, government, nations have put law in place to prevent that. But when a nation at the end of the day finds out, say, in their country, there's a particular community, and Korabi, use them as child laborers, in cocoa farms, it does not mean so say cocoa. The laws are there, and that those people have to be dealt with. The cocoa still has to be cocoa we have to use. It's when Jimmy Guano, the gold board, when it was set up, Embrana does not take effect today and give you results today. It takes time. As we speak, gold board is still looking at licenses, how to verify and give people license. So gold board is still in the the implementation process. Illegal gold leaving the shores of Ghana and illegal gold staying in Ghana. And we making sure we are putting laws in place to make sure those actions or acts are stopped. What is wrong with it? We lost so much gold, legal and illegal, to foreigners. Today, we are finding ways to stop illegal mining. And the moment, even though we are trying to stop illegal mining, people are still doing illegal mining. So if at the end of the day, the government buying gold and on its table, an illegal gold lands on its table, what the government has to do is to make sure the laws they have put in place, it finds those people to, in the future, get them out of the system. The government does not have to take the gold and say, this gold is illegal gold, so I am banning it. When you do you say Kevin Taylor, where Jimmy? Because Ghana, the media platforms now, there are so many people who are not right to sit on TV and radio to speak. I'm telling you. They don't have the intelligence to sit on TV and radio to be talking governance. Now, only say, the biggest is Mamika Bicham, the Akoso Ghana. Only say President Mahama here in media engagement. The issue is Omni scandal. What the president presented, it was perfect. They are trying to put a spin on something. It's wrong. Nyoma Mahama can positive things. Apart from galamsey, they decided to move away from. John Mahama betina Ghana no doom say jai. There's no doom so. This is a big leap, because when your energy is sick, the country development is sick economically. John Mahama, as a president, emphatically said, "Under my watch, no doom so." This is a big statement. This is a statement that gives investors confidence. Kwasi say why the president gold board is. You see, they don't even know, because there are no scandals. They cannot disprove the president. None of them was able to say the president lied about this or that. Nobody was able to do that. So what do they have to do? Now they have to come and put a spin on every nonsense. So let's stick to the galamsey and lie to the people. It's jandam. For a president to stand before a country and make this emphatic statement, say, doomsaw is done. There's no doomsaw. Now adiachi, now a whole media or Ghana, they don't see the seriousness in that statement, because the impact of electricity, say how it affects the economy. Now look at these things. Share a story like this. Gold board is formalizing Ghana's gold trade. As of today, gold trading is a reserve for only Ghanaians. Endra Mahama kache Ghana for say Enda Okase, as the president of the Republic of Ghana, gold be our Ghana as used to be a Ghana for dia. There are so many things the president shared yesterday, but adiachi and wati, because they want to find something on the government. They want to spin something. There is no jandam. Into what are we going to do now? Let us find a way and make John Mahama look bad. This about Omejai Nina. Yanko Kasa Galamsey. Yangoga say I gold board because it was planned before John Mahama Becca and nobody kind of jandam by. Oh, excavators if report because the agenda was that yen training Ghana for who at the papa John Mahama ye. John Mahama Okasa will say, slash taxes, news and taxes, ye free. It is the job of the media to explain to Ghana for. But when you say John Mahama cannot and they know the facts are there. John Mahama say Dumso has been averted. You Dumso free ho. Dabi, and the mammy can want some. You can't want some Ghana for be say aban papa. John Mahama say exchange rate almost low one from 17 today it's around 12. John Mahama, Mama Mienka, Joy News, and you can't say MPP egu. John Mahama said, "I'm gonna reduce the cost of living and the Diana boy on the market." Munko chilechilum, saying the Mayanka, John Mahama, you can't, say Ghana for Musa Aban Papa, I was end this it's now so 42 years. John Mahama said, inflation are dropping all-time low in our history. And the mama yanka wasam ye can among for be say aban papa John Mahama nimnyansa yanka wasam. John Mahama say what we call high allocation to basic education sika ye dia primary any JSS. John Mahama say in now buy about so na di sika kese pa shim mama yanka wasam yanko tena radio so ni yanka say galamsey. John Mahama about health facilities our Ghana retooling all the health facilities. Omudi sikashim. John Mahama, Memianko, Yakan, Ghana for Beunse, Aban Papa. John Mahama talked about Ghana Medical Trust Fund, Menewo, Efutwa, Watia, Sika Chidie Edem, Unya Cancer, Yebetuma Bidia Show, or Santase, and the Memianka, Yakan, in Conformance, Aban Papa. This is all in 9 months. John Mahama stood on his feet for 1.5 hours explaining all these things. And Kwasiafo, what are they doing on radio? You see galamsey, you see gold, illegal gold and then gold. You see John Mahama, and they are stupid. Because Ghana for anybody who no kurano. Because Ghana for who no kurana, omo MPP na, a boy momo ni cocaine, elebe a TV ni radio no, and yasikamba power BM. That is what they are doing to you people. It's the majority of the people know that things the government is doing, some multimedia, they don't want to do it. Hey,
at the 24-hour economy, I shall say important. It's you're careful, so but we Joy News.
Yes. So 24-hour economy, I shall say, but and
now you see it clearly. Time at Joy News this story, but they are presenting this Joy News in Kamu. Joy News. Make sure Jandam and say, play with your mind. They want to clean a Kufuado. Say a Kufuado did a better job in government. And the job yes, it told you Joy News the story be a bar. Story no. I feel no who story in first. Tell the Jandam where before John Mahama Becca and Rao. Joy News. No. Din kind bonena to nipa trimwe. Yama amen mo kejetia malata Kumasi market oma download Joy News kwame asempa okwa asempa etubo fruit any anubo fruit neto and all can was joy for say really issue statement. I don't know when read this statement to answer na oka Joy News there because Gapoa issue statement to August 22nd. And it said Joy News report to adie we are. Why don't you read the Gapoa statement to say now say August 22nd Gapo had in kind release this statement saying this is no news. Kwasia. Now I don't blame these two stupid dogs. I blame the NDC communication. Sami Jemfini and Kwasia for Mokaho. Omo na me blame omo. Adia chatro no makotra Eric J ni no to no mu jojo Kwasia for. These people, they will destroy you people your political career. It goes to Sami Jemfi. Ono sa Kwasia battalions no mdu no. Ye tumo for amonte no. Modern say when you're to me into your directing one person will be no. Sa asempan kwasiafo they will use you people and disgrace you people. Odo Eric J Munes and kwasiafo no makano. And this is for sorry I got asempa. And this is for sorry kwasiafo. Na mo radio go ho. Na mo teto sa kwasiafo me do these two stupid dogs. Now you as a journalist, story way by and hours. So what research did you do? You could not even pick the phone to call Gapoha to ask them. You could not even ask your own reporter at Joy News to say, this story, where are your sources? Have you actually reached out to Gapoha and what have they said? Before we as Sempa speak on it, Joy News, Ultra Street Numa, as empower see how Joy was wrong. You could not tell the reporter, say, we are about to speak on this story. We are all the same entity. You are Joy News, we are Asempa, the same brand. Who did the story? Have you spoken to Gapoha? Do you have their response? But they go in there, first play the Jandam, and they come and read that notice now. Gapoha released it 22nd August. Now, NDC for Unkwasiafo ni be sorry. Now, Makotana Sempa, mu Jimmy. Sankwasiafo, omo ya kamfu, omo bumu NDC for some Jimmy. Power na mabana, omo ya. Kwame Asante ori no ho ya re, ayesen toburo. When Kwasiafo we a politics. Kwame Asante, Kwame Asante, Lexus na ochino. Sa Lexus na ochino. Wana tomano. Mumusano. Asempa me ni person ba be kire. Mumusa sa Lexus na ochino. Wana tomano. Kwame Asante. Kwame Asante of Asempa. Lexus na ochino. Mumusa sa wana tisika tomano. On one sika no on trade receipts. Some foolish political idiots way. Kwame Asante tama Jankroma ambulance case ne ba no. Nije ni na okoji sika oro ho no. I have a video tape of him. Kwame Asante. Only Dominic, any Obi, Kwasia, and you people, more Jiminti, more NDC for be a 2 for Amunti, Sami Jenfin battalions, Mona Muniansa Chen will be a most of their throne work Sempa. I myself called Sami Jenfin and told you that place you have been going before elections, not a phone so catch them. You know, you need everybody around. Messi, Amuba Yusumu Sam Kwasia 4. I personally called him. Honestly, Sami Jenfin Nana Kwasa Sam Odino. I called him, said, this place you have been going, they will destroy your flag bearer, they will destroy your party, they will destroy your policies. Me, I have seen power change before. And with all due respect, before God and man, so NDC losing power in 42 years, I lose nothing. Me, my kids, at least I gave back to them in America. So help to me achieve your dream. I am good. I have no problems. But mum mubino ye tumu for amonte. Kwankwasiade no mote woye. Kwankwasiade no mote radio no so ye. Na omo dada nipa in the name say a journalist. Omo dada nipa. Phone. Ana kwasia preko de woye Joy News. Joy News. Ana preko de they have talked about this. They have planned this. Yanko say John Mahama or Babeye media encounter. We know John Mahama they are fortified. Is intelligent. On Tisa Kwasia Achidena na Edinichino. So what we have to do is that let's destroy everything. Tankwasia for me mu miracle. Mimbu kwasia for you because we won't branch me. I am being honest on this my platform. Sankwasia for we obianya journalism papa me. What I have achieved in journalism, none of these fools have achieved it. And whatever they are living on now is through politics. Sankwasia for we. And it's na mi busa kwabera sante. Say san Lexus na ochino. Wafa driver na ochino no. The pay na agent man as empada no the toy na. He should tell me na mention na there. E wi fo we mu na na Ghana so nkwase afom so. President say memo bia be mumbu. Oral na o de buy na edwumadi omudi na ekoso. Na opeso hye Ghana for bo say eye omo a omugina eye den eye emra no ye toto oma no omodi oma no girim. Omodi esika no. Ghana mine through the Attorney General's office no emrano eye djuma me obia nya na adwene se bibia nkoso sebio se obi fa edua na onfa mbo wa menka so onfa mbo na Ghana fo bebre enwinwi adentina Mahama ba ya nche obi antum o say wey a political prosecution on pese na aban no ededien eye gidigidi ebe ya bibia sebio nipa bi abokro no na omafatokro madwane omo ye no sene eye se omofa mra kwan so na sebio okasei o say cases in Kwabaya 200 at the table so mudi adwuma 200 cases. Now all cannot see Nippon kwa edu watche eye 80 and a buying the security agencies Yoko CID Attorney General mo afro mo atoto omano they have been interrogated Nipa edu watche 80. Now I see 80 people any afro mo yatoto omano President take us and run or see case efa edubu ahemo no sa case no sesia no e wo court eye Attorney General kan asem ema sebio omo a yetoto oma no court ni nyina no Attorney General kra afre adansefo ema eye atachia ene ne school boys no so omo so afre adansefo a sa asem no e wo court sesia omudi President Saka Bibi o say Sky Train eye Professor Akunfimu asem no eno so asem a e wo court sesia omo prepare documents a omo begina enim ama sebio omo a omudi sa abone no Ghana eni omudi President Kasano, or say a baby say national service scandal a buyer, a year or says be any obi say Eric Nyako, any girl at Chidiana a friend give to a warren, or see case no case near case bia Sebio court ebie a year court besa betenase ewo afia ebedi enimi but afia o metenase your friend in the court year or say court ebesa tenase yebebie be bosumi edi enimi court tenase a give to our national service asem no omo de be record ama ya start edi sa asem no president ne kasa o say we nyina ekoso president ne kasa no say national cathedral sa asem no Attorney General Gina so dindindin a omo ya forensic auditor omo wi a omo di sika wa national cathedral mu no ye de omo pa ebe so omo pa de omo akogina court mema obia ba mu Attorney General no ene yokomo ene CID office no omo nya abotre pensem mo make sure say obia emra no be so de pan bia no sa nipa no e wo say emra eni ni di omo sa president Saka say say won to me oji sika e wo Exim Bank so de ko we for $50 million we di won to me ensa akoya galamsey ni nyina no yoko agigi sansem ni nyina kekesiani na court bia won to me so asem no government of Ghana Attorney General enso edebe record na chairman won to me ono so one Ghana ban ewura court o se buffer stock enso krono bi ko so ho a buffer stock no enso asem no omo de beko court a omo ye ho krata nyina ewie African Cup Africa Cup your board and saying your friend Mr. P, Mr. S, what's the name? The AU Cup, Mr. S, Mr. What, how do they call it? I'm organizing on leg on E. I'm a friend saying, sir, African Cup, I'm organizing. Mr. S, Mr. P. I also the organizing and seeing organi and also the air quarter. Nipe bi omudi sika mokai. Sa event no na bedi 2 year enya $17 million to cook food for 17 days. 17 million to 17 days. And also also ensam wo ho a the former sportsmen all African games. Thank you very much. All African games and African Cup. All African games no be here nanse no a bedi 2 year nya 17 million to 17 days rice no. And also omo ye ho krata omo de quarter. Former sports minister no ono we chuku nkofo pa waka nkofo gum eno so ombedi hu dwuma president Tikazo say mokai match set scandal bi na ba under napo napo blue grass company bia napo ko form ba ya omde match set scandal sika bi ombedi no o se sa asem no aban air process dia court na omudi sa adwiri mu no sa nkofo ni nyina no at the end of the day no aban edi omakogina court me ya twoma so na president Tikazo say 20 other cases Attorney General good table sisi a odi hujuma inti masa president so obi anya abotre afena we this 9 months per aban mu apeso amanfo say atwoma so betwoma so inti se utie president no na wo hwe adwuma a waya wa adwene be wo say president no watena so 3 years eno na surprise nipa bebre almost share the successor NDC Abaya Choke, John Mahama leadership for 9 months. Nyoma Omaya no. Ayana ni pebijin said John Mahama tena ben mu 3 years. And so 9 months pe. Technically 8 months. John Mahama se munya botre. Obia I was say ya chini tum ewa Ghana mrem wedi esika no. Paul Adomo Chimwa they under investigations. OSP munyina sanko fori nyina bedem. Into obia nya botre na omunya botre ma Attorney General na Attorney General embo adwuma. Mr. Takasa, we argument bi enim. O say we are Ghana ni, it does not matter where you are. Say, why are you say, what the hate speech, everything on social media, everything on TV, so, on the also or cultural, Sebio and the Wama Obino through the National Signal Bureau, their full authority to look into the system. Obia why na you say, obey using the platform, the social media platform, to incite tribe against tribe, incite people against people, to cause some kind of mayhem, chaos through hate speech. Mr. President say, on the waka, or say or the 2 million ama NSA. Communication Ministry so air drafted emra. Yedibeto ho. Inti President de also waka. Wa also ye bearman no media. So also ye bearman to send me a call. Now so person ye to Kevin. Ubetuma say Kevin. Ubeso ye say Kevin also unya evidence they can wa asem bia ho. So we say we ye bearman President naka. Into where they be floodgate to corner koye. Me say, Muna muti social media ye na Kevin tell ye no obi anya no hwe na Kevin tell me say ye hwese Mahama be obibia Kevin Taylor ye ne tema na NPP was na Kevin Taylor di atem ne na me say Kevin Taylor ye na so Kevin Taylor ya nchena ntum Kevin Taylor ba Ghana ya nchena ntum na so be ya President Mahama say emra no wo ho nti wo pese wo ye be ma na wo pese wo ye no wo your ba ye. It does not matter where you are, you can do it. Ekrobia Ghana embassy wo ho, you can do it. Enti President de ompa obi a chew omfa ne nsanto ne nsayem oseme nka nkyerɛ wo sɛ sɛ woyɛ bɛrima na sɛ wo so w'ani adin na asɛm na ɔka no wo so de wobɛtumi ayɛ aboro so a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔka kyerɛ wo sɛ ewiase baabiaa Ghana embassy wɔ hɔ ɛna Ghana so Ghana wɔ hɔ nti wo deɛ yɛ nti we deɛ sɛ Kevin Taylor yɛ bia wo so yɛ ne nhwɛ try your luck ne nhwɛ sɛ Kevin Taylor yɛ yanche no ena Kevin Taylor didi etufu atam ena Kevin Taylor didi kofu atam ena Kevin Taylor didi mwaka ni nyina manasi yate woso didi etufu atam na so didi kofu atam didi Mahama atam na kekansam na ye hate speech ne fato abonte ne yenhwe try your luck ne yenhwe try your luck ne yenhwe mesremo try your luck ne de obi atumi tubi enti try your luck ne yenhwe try your luck so woso de obetuma edi balu kase na because me too try your luck ne di balu kase ne mehu amana pai wo ye de try your luck na ba into wusu hu nyanhwe so be di balu kese na to nyanhwe into president wa mpa wo chew o se so ye bema o yo ba na se obese emra no wundi so o se Kevin Taylor ye ntu be ya o se ye but o se me remind you say e kuro bia nipa wo ma Ghana embassy wo bia Ghana ni wo ho bia no embassy wo ho into there it does not matter where you are o de obetima tena Uzbekistan na anaso obetima tena Ghana no we use Uzbekistan IP o so de opaye President say, "Wodia upa tina Ghana na use Kazakhstan IP na faria hate speech or social media or so ye bema ye say Kevin Taylor ya also ye nyenhwe say try your luck no say nyina na etu di balloon kase say be di balloon ketwa because try your luck in the balloon no edoso balloon ye nkete balloon bi o eso balloon bi me de me di balloon kase na mapai no wo so ko di balloon kase nyenhwe into try your luck no President Mahama so be an try the luck na try ne nhwe so this year akpalu ewie ya ne yi no na bodwe kohwe nanim ai so fui akpalu mon kwasiafo mo ti social media mo keka kasa kwasiakasa muni ebusuafo mpa ene ye che wo ma be yiu girls ya ye koche omutu omo hu fi mienu yi unwo ba ko ma me ho abrewa maame a onika pre ohiani ese wo hwe mobile money so si company so na ne bati kumase ne hu fie yusu no se oye MPP ni ene ache na hyemu ene yi o ma wo hu o busuafo 90% of nkwara am ti social media e ka se ye de say Kevin Taylor kaye me so mu nyina hiafo ma na we dey try your luck no ato ye de balloon ni nyina abebo ho nkete wom u filia yi kase ne enhwe try your luck ne enhwe ti President Mahama say try your luck wo dey change IP na try your luck ne enhwe wo dey tena Ghana na change IP ni ko Kazakhstan na try your luck ne enhwe se balloon be locate wa it is simple as that wo dey tena Ghana because all MPP ni you want to peddle this kind of hate speech, no problem. You want to put on social media hate speech, no problem. Would you try your luck? Never Kazakhstan IP ye near her say Kazakhstan IP never find out and I never find out. Or the bunim the eba. Now, team, let me go through some of the positives. Yati, I have about 23 minutes to end tonight's show. Or say Kevin Taylor ye intimacy maybe. Na mo the MPP de mo jimie utumi hu MPP communicator penyini na o TV so what did you do to Kevin Taylor hwe ne kwasia ko kan asem na o party mra power and what did you do I say me na me control party no I say me na me president na Kevin Taylor me sister Kevin Taylor yeah wo so ye bie Kevin Taylor me ye there was never a day am ye show me kata amanim I never hid behind any TikTok account. I did everything with my face. And I came to Ghana with my face. Into the Kevin Taylor yebia. Also yebi. Try your luck na abano. President Aka or say mrana da ho. NSA4 yamo mutumi. And a communication ministry so de mraba into try your luck. O the America. I put them territory. There that say adebi ewo wiase ana interesting. So who pekusie etwaniti. Na se kusie no tata kusie na kusie no kwa na osabe wura wo dem a You don't act. You don't react. You don't make noise. Me say, so upe kusie chaniti. Na unam wura mu ehwehwe kusie na odo ne nanam wura nim open na pini ne down. Na kusie na fa na kusie no onante ya na obewura wo da mu a yemfa gidigidi wura dan ne mu. Ubie pono ne kakra bi na wo wura mu aka tontwe. Sa na ebesi. Obanyansafo ebu ne be. Me say, so wo tata kusie. Na ope kusie ne twaniti. Na uram no fa no wura na wo tata kusie no open na pin ne down ope bibi dia afenese no okuta sekan wura na kusie no onina wura no mu ana obepie wo territory owura wo dem a bloggers bi vloggers bi nipa bi na muti baby a omoye jandam de emmanuel dangerous yeka jandam fake news platforms propagating fake news, individuals propagating fake news, people who lead fake news are dangerous to every nation. Now, see, I can't fake news I don't think say a group of young boys be and young girls be on social media propagating fake news or putting news that is not credible out. No. There are some media houses, I'm friend traditional media houses. They are dangerous and they are leading the charge when it comes to fake news. Putting news out there are any credible news. The intentions behind those news, I'm going to say, is to destroy people, malign people, disgrace people, and feel say they basically have destroyed a government, an individual. Into the agenda of such media houses are dangerous. Into Ghana for we need to be very careful. What if fake news are? And just small boy be okuta phone, small girl be original TikTok. The traditional media, news media, say what Ghana a bisu carry fake news pa. And a typical example of fake news outlet a Joy News. And opese oma emuye dua a multimedia as a media house. When you talk about fake news in Ghana, about 60% of the fake news or bad news or news are enya no cry yede to abontene every multimedia neba. Asempa FM, Inshira FM, Joy News, Sa Amono, they lead what we call fake news. The reason why we are doing this tonight, and I say, you didn't catch Ghana for say we are not going to allow what we call Jandam in Ghana. No, Jandam nema ekufu adu tumbedi president. Jandam de tumma ba omi abedi vice president. Jandam enema akufo bedi president. Jandam enema yebo nipa etuo ewo Ghana during elections. Jandam enema Ghana sika sam say Jandam tina ende yeda ho ekon eyedien galamsey. Jandam entina Ghana sika sam essay ya dollar de kodu 17. Jandam any fake news. Any eyedien nipa bi omon kan kro motiti TV so no radio so nti enaka Ghana senka Ghana amfa tumi ama NDC anka ekro ni boy. Nti we cannot underestimate what we call fake news and Jandam. Now multimedia Joy News for some time now they have shown say they are the leaders when it comes to fake news propagation. They are the leaders in Ghana when it comes to making sure say they put out Jandam, they put out fake news. And when a news outlet, a credible news outlet like mine, Loud Silence Media, registered in 2012, all the way in 2012, has also been registered in the United States of America, paying our taxes. When a media house like us, when we get it wrong, we come out and apologize because we respect the people who watch us every single day, those who listen to us. Into every credible media house, Biano, when you put out news that is fake, what you do is you quickly retract, come out and apologize to your listeners, your viewers, and the nation that you try to pollute. Now, say Endra na the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, now our Babi shared the media to tell the media so far for 8 or 9 months what his government himself they have been able to do, things they have been able to accomplish, the mess they came to inherit, things they've been able to put in place, and things they are doing to solve problems. Remember, the president met the press yesterday to tell Ghana for what they are doing. They are in the process of doing to help change the mess they came to meet. And you don't get this wrong. The president did not come to meet the media yesterday to tell the media that every mess he and his government came to meet, they have solved it. No. I think we are still in that era whereby we are used to lies. So when we get a president who is honest, blunt, and straightforward with us, now we try to find reasons to force him to lie or spin his statement to sound like a lie. Because for the past 8 years, Bawumia Trofo, Ekufuado Trofo, MPP as a political party, every single statement they made was a lie. We were used to being lied to. Now, when we get a president who is honest and blunt and say it as it is and be straightforward with us, we still try to force a narrative on the clean-cut, honest statement the president makes. And internet today, upon all the things the president said, you could see that some people are still trying to pick one out and spin it because they are not used to a president who will not disrespect the intelligence of Ghanaians. They are not used to a president who will stand before the country and be honest about issues. In the Endra, the media encounter president, he came to update. He did not come to tell you, so I solve a problem. He came to update to say, Mama, 4 years, 8 months, I made, this is what I have been able to do. It is the president encounter with the media. The president didn't come to tell you I have finished or completed or solved all problems. The president came to tell you this is what we are doing to eradicate, to stop, to make sure that we sometimes, even at the point, slow down some of the mess we came to inherit. Until you are intelligent to understand that, Assembly President Khan Biano, you will understand him. But so why didn't do that level now? You would think, say, the president meeting the press, yesterday, was for the president to tell the press, say, in 8 months, I've solved Ghana's problems, all problems. Then you will be a fool. You don't have that intelligence to even sit on radio or TV to say you're a journalist. And these are things that we need to understand. Now, Joy News has become an outlet in Ghana that projects fake news a lot. Before the president met the media yesterday, Joy News, in their quest to try and distract the system, create some kind of dissatisfaction against the president and his government, try and distract Ghanaians from the good work the president was about to talk about. They put out some fake news in the system. Say, Joy News uncovers. They did not say it's coming from Kominini News. They said Joy News, meaning they have done their investigations. They have actually come to a conclusion. They have been able to do all their checks. Because in journalism, you don't come out to say, I have uncovered until you have uncovered. There's nothing like half-baked story. In journalism, you cannot put a story out and say, this is a half-baked story. You don't put half-baked stories out. Anytime you say you have uncovered or you uncovered or Joy News uncovers, it means Joy News, they have actually done their job. They have asked all the relevant questions. They have secured all the relevant documents to prove, say, whatever they are putting out there is the legitimate state facts. And I said the right information. And so when Joy News comes out, an hour or so, President Bekasa said, Joy News uncovers massive excavator imports into Ghana with late night clearance at Tema Port. And go ahead to do a whole show and have a news segment on it. Then you say, okay, Joy News is a credible news outlet. They have done their investigations. They have interviewed all the important people who are supposed to be interviewed for us to get to the bottom of this. Meaning, Joy News are interviewed Gapoha boss. Joy News, they have interviewed the roads minister. Joy News, they have interviewed the DVLA boss. Joy News, maybe they have even interviewed the land minister. Joy News has done a thorough job. In fact, they have been able to follow it to the point where they can tell you exactly the number of excavators a free port and their destination. So Joy News Bible said they have uncovered, or Joy News uncovers. It means they have every needed information to prove, say, Joy News is a credible outlet.
Ghana now is the #1 importer of excavators.
So this is Joy News report. A lady came to sit on TV, nicely dressed, beautiful wig, nice spectacles, tiny nose, Pinocchio, brings on another journalist. Now you ask yourself, the report and the caption and the things they were saying on live TV, they were talking about two things. Now, their own caption says, the Joy News uncovers massive excavator imports into Ghana with late night clearance at Tema Port. And when the lady was introducing, the show, in fact, when she was speaking on this particular subject, she said that they have uncovered, they have done their job, their sources, whatever they have done, point to the fact, say, excavators at the port are being taken at night away to unknown sources. Meaning, some people under the cover of Esumuno, excavator, now they are reporting on two things. They are talking about import or excavator importation. Ghana leading in Africa. That is one thing. You don't get it twisted. They are contradicting themselves in the report. The main reason why they put that news out was that they were trying to create the impression, say, Abino area excavators from Temaport and taking them at night to some places. Now, when you listen to them on the show, they are also talking about excavator import and where Ghana. So what here reporting here, can say the excavators were being moved at night after a year Gridco and Netco, right? Gridco and Ghana Water came out to say they needed PURC to increase tariffs on water and electricity. And remember, when you are listening to news, so the timelines are very important. Uti a story na nomokano. Almost say after a year Netco, a year Gridco, any Ghana Water, a release statement say they want PURC ever to insume any a kaniemuno. A ho and uncle for a status say omochi excavator every port. So they are saying, say, because such statement in every Ghana Water any Greek could call it a buy, and then a ma abaimu nipa estadi say omuria excavator and a because Greco and especially Ghana Water Company were saying, say, in Sodenia say, into we have more money to desilt the water and I say clean the water for us to get clean drinking water to drink. Inti and then a ma abino estati say excavators now be good port no start area. So the report, don't get it twisted. They were weaving the report in a way someone tenasientia obagin some kind of crap, but they were lying. Now, so tie reports na or buy you wanted of a station hall kana. Maybe so tie she stressed to say after Gridco, any water company, Ghana Water Company, ever out, enna amount for a buy move for NDC a buy nipa for started say almost chi excavators no every port. See, and the omunsa akosia semiso ayasema emu adwerem na de mania won nyina say eye excavators a good port no anadwo bia no amanfo astati ewia twifam abra nipa ani ni ho na de masa de we nyina siye ne say eye Ghana Water Company ene Gridco e de asembeto abontene ka kire Ghana for say yentu eye de insuom ene kane amu efiri so obehia sika e de ati nsuo nani ama Ghana fo anum supa intom se adekudi ntenkofo area excavator anadwofa abra ye nyina da no efiri se Gridco ene Ghana Water Company ebe ka kire Ghana for say yentum inti sa excavator na omuwia no it was because of that and na omutwi fam efiri se yebehu se excavator bebre egu port wa Ghana for beka say galamsey ne koso pa enintina insurani say this is joy news. So you saw how they linked the jandam. They linked the jandam by saying say Gridco Ghana Water a release statement. Secondly, because of that statement it incophobia area excavators every port under anadwofa abrayada and almost side back betare ho oh Ghana na isia oba Africa ye na import excavators pa. Let me tell you for a fact, as much as you import excavators pa Ghana no, our neighboring countries, majority of them, they import earth moving machines through Ghana. Near Tikroma and Burkina Faso, or be moving a lot of equipment through Ghana ports. And it is I would say a computer in now. Oh yeah, statistics now. All these earth moving equipment, Efa Ghana, Eco Burkina, Efa Ghana, Eco Ivory Coast, it is considered said their final destination is Ghana. Ghana will be classified as a country. All these excavators because that is their final destination. So almost shipping excavator, and I am not holding brief for anybody. I want you to understand. Say Obi Junaka say Ghana pioneer crack excavators pa chain baby our Africa. you need to understand say enye Ghana nkwa ena nyoma baha. Nyoma bia eba Ghana port no, about 30% of those goods no, they go to our neighboring countries. Togo excavators through Ghana. Some people in Togo, they do that. Some people in Burkina Faso, they do that. Some people in Ivory Coast. So do not sit and say, there is a number that says, Ghana and the excavators party and the end this, excavators Ghana. No, the final destination might be Ghana, but the owners and also the people or the importers, might be from Burkina Faso. So they are using Ghana as a transit point. But they will declare on paper, say Ghana and the final destination of that excavator. But that is just by the way. Now, Jandam Nanko for we and in some of before the president met the media. Because of Joy News, a very dangerous outlet. Say Ghana best say Joy News best say Ghana. Multimedia bit must say Ghana. Now, Omuka Sansen we in the archives, the news say a few months ago, by August, now a Ghana Port and Harbour Authority releases statement, official statement, and the statement Joy News for they have it. This statement was released on the 22nd of August 2025. And what was it about? This is a news outlet. Omokacho said they are credible news outlet. They do their checks. They are investigators. They are lying. They don't do anything. It is built out of Jandam. Now, August 22nd, 2025, and Gapoha, Ghana Port and Harbour, releases statement. Evacuation of excavators from the ports of Tema to military installation. The government of Ghana, in collaboration with the relevant security and regulatory agencies, has authorized the evacuation of all excavators from the port of Tema to designated military installations at Tema, Shai Hills, and Accra. Now, the second paragraph says the directive forms part of a national effort to regulate the importation of excavators and to ensure the safe custody of such equipment until they are duly cleared by their respective owners. The exercise will also facilitate the decongestion of the Tema port or the port to create additional capacity. Now, Gapoa Kosaka say all consignees and their licensed agents are hereby informed that 1. The established customs clearance procedures at the port remains in force. 2. Upon completion of clearance formalities, consignees will be directed to take delivery of their equipment from the designated military installations, together with custody charges shall be borne strictly by the consignee. Now, stakeholders are likely advised to take note of this directive and comply accordingly. The cooperation of all concerned is solicited in the interest of national security and trade facilitation. In the August 22nd, afiwe, and Gapoa de Krata Beto Abonten say, and it's so funny, say, Joy News reported on this matter. Multimedia, Omuchi, Omu English, Omu DNDN, all their platforms reported on this matter. So they knew or they know, say, the ministry through the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority, they have been moving almost 38 move excavators, echo 3 different military installations, Shai Hills, Burma Camp, and Tema, and Accra. They know it. It's on some file. They could have just gone on their into your system and just check and say, has there even been anything like this? But the Omuya deliberate because say the government is working, the president is working, and the president is going to deliver. They wanted to bring a galamsey jandam in the system. Now, a distracted system, no. But almost a document to a desk, so news editors, but they went ahead and came out and said, a month will be area excavator. In fact, the minister in charge of transport, he actually called Joy News after they put that out and said, what you people are saying is a lie. The minister in charge of transport, respectfully, of Fred Joy News, office. In fact, you guys are putting some things out. Jandam, it is wrong. Mr. Minister was clear enough and told them, we are not stealing any excavators. You people actually published the notice from Gapoha in August 22nd. All that we are doing is in line with whatever we put out there. So how can a media house like Joy News just come out and put a clown on TV and say somebody is stealing excavators, because Joy News for agenda ni say right now no omo MPP no, they are falling out with them. They want some red meat to give to the MPP. They know say the government is working. They know say the government is delivering. So they try to find another means. Mr. S, get me the video. It's not on the system. I'm trying to find it. I thought you added it to the videos you sent. It's not here. So please try and get me the video. You get what I mean? Inti, what is this whole thing of a whole media house? And you know the funny thing about this whole thing, Mr. S, can you get me the video? I think I'm okay. Thank you, team. Thank you. No, is that a video? No, I need the ministers. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. S. I have it now. I will play it right now. Thank you. So my team brought the video. Now, I was here to say, Adena Joy News here, and they're dangerous. They are fighting a government that is fighting illegal mining. This same Joy News, they have the notice as far back as in August. So, dear Nebema Joy News, I and I say about 2 or 3 hours our president share media no almost fake news with better system. And you know what hurts in all this? They have wronged Ghanaians. They have propagated fake news. They have gone against the ethics of journalism. Instead of Joy News apologizing to Ghanaians, they are still foolishly sitting on TV trying to make sense out of their stupidity. Joy News was supposed to release an apology to the whole Ghana and people who are not even in Ghana watching them on multi-TV. But what do we see? Adiachi and these idiots TV so pretending and acting to say the fake news, they are basically spearheading. In fact, in Ghana today, open media house can news also double check it or verify it's Joy News. Because you see, the agenda is all about the money they will make. They are not making the numbers. They are struggling. People don't want to do business with them again. So what they are trying to do now is that they are trying to do bloggers' job. They are trying to put a lot of fake news in the system to be able to beat their competitors. The reason why their competitors like Media General are doing better is because Media General is verifying their stories. They are fact-checking themselves before they put stuff out. But Joy News, on the other hand, the Omoyane say, because Joy News is collapsing, because they don't have any credibility, because what we call news, gathering news and making sure they are factual, they don't want to follow, because they think it's about competition and not authenticity or putting out facts, they have resorted to fake news peddling because they have different platforms. Now, you are a media house, and then nobody trusts Joy News. What do? Even CNN and the BBC, you people are imitating in Ghana. You sit on radio. Those people, when they make mistakes, those people, when they put news out that is not accurate, they eat the humble pie and apologize. So what are we seeing now in Ghana? The same fake news outlets, Joy News, today they are out there trying to tell us that we should listen to them. And to say, Joy News in Penny the news editors, those sitting and presenting the news, so many Munyansa no more credibility kakra. And if they have some ideas, some journalism with credibility, they will be pressurizing their bosses. Said the news outlet, Joy News or multimedia, needs to put a statement out, an apology. Apologize to every single Ghanaian, Sebio or your viewer, because you cannot make such a very silly mistake, misinform the people, or that fake news to abontene, then you expect the people to trust you tomorrow. No. So Joy News, they need to apologize to Ghanaians. They need to apologize to Ghanaians. The disrespect is too much. The stupidity and foolishness. Joy News exhibit to Ghana, it is getting out of hand. And they are now spearheading. Right now, they are fighting the government because they know the government is fighting galamsey. And right now, what they are going to do is they say, now we are going to put fake news out. You be trying to track to government, so send your bear your MPP, will find a way to make a propaganda out of it. But it didn't work. Jandam is dead. But it does not end here, because we are in a country where every day news iba. Say yan check Joy News, yan fact check for some more apologize here. This evening they will come out with the news. 90% of the news will be fake news. Or Chinanopa, they will come again and come and tell you asama about taking decision. Nobody can trust Joy News again. Nobody can trust multimedia again. How can any reasonable Ghanaian trust multimedia? Because Bonnie Omaya and the crowd when you're ready to say, Omobaba Bontabe patch or say, ya de, you go when you must say, where the time. This is not journalism. This is despicable. We don't deserve to be called the news outlet that is credible. Put out a statement, apologize to Ghanaians. The disrespect. The highest level of disrespect they are even showing after they were caught pants down that they were peddling falsehood. So I just don't get it. How are people like people sit on Joy News to think say they are intelligent and that whatever Joy News says, and then the majority of Ghanaians will trust Loud Silence Media. They will trust TV3 or Media General than Multi TV, than Joy News. Why should I try Joy News? Why should I trust Joy News? I didn't think Ghana didn't trust Joy News because Joy News is the fake news about Pacho. Why should I watch Joy News? Abra Media General Abra TV3 omye mistake ombe apologize. Abra TV3 enim say the ethics of the job nature say o report bibi na say we nyana writer you have to come back and apologize. Abra TV3 they have done it several times and their credibility is still intact. Why is Joy failing to do that? Because Joy FM has no credibility. Joy News has no credibility, and that is what you have been living with. And these people, Joy News, so what's the deal? Every potential political criminal, they start their political career from Joy News. Go back and check. Political lawyers who are involved in scandals. They start from Joy News because that is where they groom political criminals. Potential political criminals. Today, Poladomoch to Joy News. Basa Poladomoch or one TV show. Poladomoch catcher say Metro TV, no, they don't allow Jandam on Metro Good Morning. And he will not go and say assembly or kind of the show so we got kind of Metro TV show so into right now no Poladomoch no say or show a credible no or no moment in am for show so and or contribute, meaning he is trying to clean himself. And that is what Joy News omo boa akromfo in the name of we space they clean criminals up. It's a criminal cleaning laundry. That is where they go for the bleaching. In Ghana, people who are involved in political criminality, they go to Joy News to be bleached. Because protect you, defend you. Go back into history. Obia oya involved in Ghana politics, bia oya chromophobia na our media background bia for Joy News. It is not new to Joy News. This is what they have been doing for years. Hey, lawyers are among kind of crowd Ghana. Sankuma and Joy News. Sankuma Joy News. Sankuma. It was Joy News. Sankuma to Joy News or to News File. Now or a lawyer to Akron 4 and so not or the same case or Tesono. Now or case in Wasam. Sankuma. Sankuma made Joy News made Sankuma who he is because they always try and find potential criminals and help. Kojo Ponkroma and Joy News no free. There are so many of them I can mention. Don't underestimate the damage Joy News is doing to Ghana. They need to apologize. We are insisting. We demand an apology. They need to apologize to Ghanaians. I don't even care about the government because the government and what Ghana for. It is not about the government. It's about the people who listen to Joy News. They need to apologize to Ghanaians. They need to come and sit on TV for 20 minutes and apologize for the fake news that they put out. Joy News is fake news. Canada Japan say Joy News a cocaine can you ever seen there? Joy News can say court ever seen the you know why? Because every day Canada Japan can no credit. Say Nipana or T Joy News no or the cocaine can see. So everything about Joy News is criminal. We are still waiting. Joy News, they need to come out and apologize for putting out fake news. A very important statement. I was say, you is serious. If you ever say, government to allocate 1 billion to phase out double track system. Into Aban say, and the Mahama Bino 1 billion at double track no, and then omodeba be ye through totally. So far, omo yi be through aka krebi, no more we double track in our school for the school the same time. Into Harun Idris or education minister on a or say Aban John Mahama buying 1 billion at double track no omode be ye through. Nina say, yeah, the Bible see more schools in Bianca home. A free SHS e-blocks na Achichidian and Kwasia for no end to me and Bianca home MBMuno. Omuka so Baby 350. Omu Aban 8 years, almost school back. And the NDC Aban say schools now musi no when we no bujano hono. Omu be finishing in ABM into double track no omu be ye through ho. Aban 1 billion Ghana cedis. Sa sikano and Harun Idris education ministry no. Omu de be faso double track through into enchebia encouraging in be school the same day. No mama kwine the same day. No matter exam the same day. No munya be fear the same day. Into abasa no krampa galamsey kurane so beti. Yes, because there's a lot of young people are. Oma kram papa na oma mama say omu ko school, omu green light, omu blue light, omu ni campus, omu ye galamsey. Right now, say double track ni through unya akwaku ekodufia untumi kancha papa say wo green light. Inti that is also another way krampa Abine is going to try and take out the young kids who are now into illegal mining off the street. Inti there are so many ways to stop illegal mining. There are so many young people are Omugu crisis here. Mama no papa no so school and some ya gala because I will fall into track school no. Obama kwan na say also moko also mutena fia na say also mutena school and then no aban say or the 1 billion ebe be infrastructure nim ebe toto nyoma e ma double track na free ho inte ba sa na eye mbaba wa obobo jantra e wo e de asankore no sa ankora na nyina ko school a ne ma me nim say abena pokua e Thursday and waba Friday a also mu nyina bedru Friday untumi nka kire me say abena amakwan or the other who was school. It is going to eliminate a lot of things. And it's not a bad way. Bibia say double track no obey ye through. Mama fendi agro. Way NDC about 42 years. Bibia bejana akwanso. It's very, very important. Now, we'll see another story. I may say on our side as the minority, we are going through some turbulence. We came in with 88 members. But the majority side will not let us have peace. So now we are back to mighty 87. Afenyoma can say, on the side minority ne die enkoyi na omo ba no mkuta 88 ena ntina na first na okem sakraman. Sisi ani akwa akutia ba no 88 this what aba 87. Nanso nyame wo ho. Yeah, there you go. MPP for the Omejimi. MPP as a political party, they are very foolish. And anytime I say they are foolish, I am not enyame because every single day they prove to you say they are foolish. There is a political party, almost 87 MPs, 87. Their party as a political party, the leadership of almost parliament, parliamentarians in Pongunyansa say, Sankofano Mudi Owenim in power, and no more parliament. No, Omonomodi Owenim, the Omaba opposition in parliament, they are still keeping Afenyo Markin. And they expect to say, Afenyo Markin will lead them to come and get 190 votes, MPs. And with Jimmy, any serious party, Afenyo Markin, any sa APJ mun come up with leadership, long time. Because Afenyo, so all kind the terminal report and I send the track record and the politics more on any the only majority leader or to me the party free opposition omuluzi seats from 137 to 87 after your marking. That is his political record. He cannot run away from it. He is the first majority leader or to be leading a whole majority side from 137 to 87. Now, more MPP must stand that way. In Ghana politics, no, it will always remember Afenyo Markin as the worst leader in parliament. Okay, the worst parliamentary leader on the side of the NPP. It is the MPP for Niminyansa. And Kasaji Mijiwe, Komo Yine Frip, a new data. They would have put a new face. Let me tell you, when the NDC wanted power, it was a very difficult pill to swallow. at a point, they had to do something. Not because Haruna Idrisu is not a good leader. Not because Muntaka is not good. Not because the NDC didn't know what they were doing. It was because they needed the NDC to have a new face in parliament. A new face that will symbolize something. A new face that will send a message to the people of Ghana. A new face that will show preparedness. It does not mean to say, time NDC for Haruna Idrisu, Haruna Idrisu is bad. Haruna Idrisu is corrupt. No, it is strategic. Sometimes, when a team is bad, you don't necessarily have to sit there and say, where they also bow. Strategically, you are like you're a good player, but sit on the bench. Afenyomakin is a bad communicator. Afenyomakin brought this party from 137 to 87. Madam ne frana PJ na ne 12 dwene no. Ono ote parliament no ne nananom na opre ejapade ma omu. The leadership of the NPP, Sankomuni Munyansa, anka the day they lost power, because the honest truth is, NDP for AE or say Chemensa, Omode Afenyoma Kembesho, what was the reason? The reason was that Oseme Chemensa, he wasn't going to, he wasn't going to sustain the numbers. In Tomuka say, you're 137, we want to get more seats. In Tianya Day, Yen Chenji or say Chemensa Nyamfa Wimra. It is a chairman or say chairman Sabons, most are born with Jimmy. Namakofa Kwawaba say, you don't want the hung parliament. You want to add more numbers to your numbers in parliament. Now your re-election numbers about 87. Why are you still keeping this joker? Why are you still keeping this joker in parliament? Say he is your leader. He lacks no sense. He cannot communicate. He can't dialogue. He is full of himself, very selfish. An individual who does not take anybody's advice. He makes mistakes and sit in the mistakes, shit in the mistakes, sit in the mistakes, and still think he's intelligent. This is a guy who brings nothing to the table. He being at the front of the NPP does not attract right-thinking, honest, neutral people. No. Because this guy's track record is terrible. And you have in your mic in the Ghana court, CJ Tokonuho, was Supreme Court over in 24 hours, Tokonu sided with him. These are some of the things he did. Ghana for were like, you are stupid. You cannot take our judiciary for granted. Into the NPP losing elections, the NPP going out of power, this guy, the little month now or spending as the majority leader in parliament, and none of this say party to cry. The party wasn't attractive because Akwawe's actions and utterances, and the gestures and trying to use the courts to overtake the power of the legislature, it made Ghanaians understand that this guy is not the right guy to lead that party. You can see clearly that this guy is just daft. He feels he knows everything, arrogant. Even in opposition, he was still isolating seats. A very selfish leader. He believes to say there are some group of people in the party he has to align himself with. This is a guy who is the lawyer of Kennedy Japan and also a financier of Baumia. How can he lead the party? This guy cannot lead a political party to win power. Into 87, it is going to drop. Now, the honest truth is, Moko Akwetiano, a dear impact pa na Afenyomakin as the leader of the minority made when he went there. What impact did he make? Kwasi Ampenyi Sako Kotiti Eyedie Obi party posters. He's not ripe to lead. He's a backbencher who has to be screaming and making noise. They be just say, shut up. This guy cannot compose himself and lead. This is a guy who slapped a police officer in uniform. He actually punched a police officer in uniform. This guy is not law abiding. This guy has done everything. Which are and leader. What makes this guy a leader? A dear example now we Setiama Ghana. He slapped a policeman who's supposed to protect him as a lawmaker. This guy. We sit in that country and we allow fools to lead fools. And it's an MPP na say. As much as I don't like Oseche Mensa Bonsu, Nyansa Edasa Jimini Nitrimu, Akwa we been done it. As much as Oseche Mensa, I don't like him. or a tribal bigot, another very selfish individual. No, Nyan said that it's my idea politics. No, so Jimmy Afenyo, been done it, and Afenyo cannot maneuver his way. You think Afenyo Markin can convince anybody on the other side to do his bidding? The only thing he can do is to say, "I'll give you money," and when that fails, that's all. When it fails, that's all. So why should a political party that is trying to find itself, that is trying to rebrand itself, that is trying to tell the people that we are not who we used to be, we are a different breed, our face needs to change, why should that political party still have such a callous, arrogant individual leading them in parliament? The party is still the same. Nothing has changed about the NPP in parliament. The face of the party is terrible. Enti Nyansanibia or Ghana Biano will never sit and say, I want Afenyo Markin and give his colleagues power. No, nobody will do that. We're Jimmy Bruta, and these are people we're sitting Ghana. Now Obia Oya lawmaker, what's in inside Ediabo police in the Kwasiawe Mimimbuno. He's a fool. He's a fool because what's in inside police in Yasum. Me yes adiero. So Afenyo Markin is a fool who is not supposed to be in parliament. He can take me to any court. A fool like this stretched his hand to hit a law officer, a police officer in uniform. Or bonasum. Kwasia we say or to parliament or yemra. A Krobian called the jail. A Krobia ye serious and kwasia we called the jail. Yeni so kwasia sam so the CID boss not to or sorry, why no nice girl and kwasia sam not so. This guy is supposed to be standing trial. And the last time I told you the CID boss, as much as I respect you, this fool needs to stand trial. Because if you fail to put this guy before court, then it defeats the purpose of the Ghana Police Service. Say, an institution that is independent and an institution that we can respect, say, protect Ghana for. If the CID boss, you are not able to prosecute this guy, put him before court, then you sitting there, you don't need to sit there. You need to walk out and go sit home. Because the Embra is not supposed to be selective. The law is supposed to apply irrespective of which fool is standing before him or her. So the law is not selective. In Tikwasia, he actually slapped a police officer. So what are you doing? And this guy needs to face the law. We are not playing again. Oh. We are not fooling again. Oh. When adults fool, we will tell them in their face they are fooling. So CID boss, with all due respect, do not entertain this foolishness. I respect you a lot. I've given you that room, and you told us that investigations are ongoing. We want to know what has happened to that investigations. A lawmaker breaking the law. A lawmaker punching a police officer in the face. A lawmaker in parliament who is leading a group of lawmakers punches a police officer and nothing is happening. Under John Mahama, under Yohonu, under CID boss. What kind of country are we running? And then you to us, what is going on? If I get the opportunity to meet the president, I'll say, Mr. President, you cannot have a lawmaker punch a police officer and tell me you think about the police. Prove to me that you think about the police. The CID boss needs to take this over. He needs to be prosecuted. We need to get to the bottom of this. You cannot tell me you are fighting corruption. Mr. President, you cannot tell me you want to retool the police. You want to help the Ghana Police Service. You want to make the state agency strong. And then a lawmaker punches a police officer and we sit in Ghana and we are speaking grammar. This guy needs to face the law. I have 5 minutes to end tonight's show. The law is the law. Now, won't to me, and so yes, masloko for akodifie, won't to me, efa a year masloko for kamunu, masloko for akojomade. Me say, masloko for say, a year won't to me, or casagina or cobadina, sana, wafa masloko for kamunu sinifie. Men or say, won't to me say we are masloko for kam and the masloko for someone saka card. It won't to me, dear. Bibia ko webe kraw. O sorry ano hye Vietnam for Lacoste bi. Ne nsa na beduru ha na ne kon de da ha. Se de bia onya ne ho Lacoste show. De bia I say ono na osoa bidie. De se bibia ko wu na be kraw ntumi. Now another story ni. Cecilia Dapa and the Menoka say, yes Cecilia Dapa. Cecilia Dapa. Former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa invited to CID headquarters to answer questions on oral. In TSC oral for afre Cecilia Dapa se ombe answer questions bi. Cecilia Dapa de Bebia Cecilia go bia corruption go. Why is it interplast? Well, everywhere water go, interplast go. Cecilia Dapa on the corruption, they bia obu di atrenchie. Cecilia Dapa abrowa besiaba. Oh sorry, I debi on the corruption AD intentenwa. On the corruption AD eye kwa debi. On the corruption AD eye mami odende. Anywhere corruption go, Cecilia Dapa go. Anywhere water go, interplast go. Cecilia Dapa ya sa frɛ no. Ya si ora for se ombra. Questions bi ho be ya no. Ghana any Accra aye fin na mami we. Ghana ne Accra aye fin and we are trying to make sure we clean Ghana no. Nana do Dankwa Akufo-Addo aye ne fu se anyanya nkyerɛ ebeka kyerɛ say he will make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. Ne fu se side drum. Ebeka sankwa say no omutam sika no mudi ye Cecilia Dapa and your friend say ombra na omba dwudwam na yehu eye the course into oral for atom nsa afre Cecilia Dapa say omba dwudwam anywhere Cecilia Dapa go the corruption go everywhere water go interplast go Cecilia Dapa no corruption mame. All right, now this is another story. When you chat for aka 4 minutes ni apon Abozigia kasa and Baumia say Mahamudu one eye atasa ho atasa ne Mahamudu we nyom ho abotra Kennedy ne Mahamudu we nyom ho abotra na last time ibusa say Mahamudu Baumia wane na permanent ade ma no Baumia aya tell ani be na permanent ade ma no because minim Endo said me who so oshatade be say chef for atade o say minim say shirt no e trekote so say e for top o aya na wan na pamba o mi antade tell ani be na pamba o mi antade ma no wan na pam akwawe wan na pamba o mi antade ma no because adibi obehye be size boom on shade ma nda no ho da say na funu de aye ntreo say die yo say debi obehu ba o mi bia I say I saw a clerk. They be able to a Pentecost clerk be as I say. The one born clerk. Summary. Oh sorry, I know pam 100 million at Adia share. A power slim. What power be so true in Ghana echuenim. Oh sorry, I know one my ukru. What dress a clerk Pentecost for clerk in Ghana did question. 1 year pama go into man. Where a shirt and I say a long sleeve and I say a chef for tadie. You do go to do into any measure and I say some American children go for so with a mumpim bibi man Jimmy mean tiasie. Because the tailor in a bar ebe soon edit tape to a measure. Mean sure say because long sleeves national yin a better answer. Into the I say, I say Pentecost clerk be Pentecost clerk. I just say, na samre into uton to man uto bi mana enyana. Samre utela ni into to pambi bi ma akui. Debiano wa address the okoji eye okoji tankers for sika bibi basa wonwan. Minim say and the monto says just say the food in tra na say edien. Ana sibi on antinintra. I disturb me pa I don't know how me pa because Debia me I said there's something off. Yasi kusibuati ntela ne pamata de mano. Na kusibuati on mo asa chichide. Kusibuati asa pojireni. Enu ntira. Yasi kusibuati ntela ni ne pamata de mabawomia. Na he kusibuati ne he bawomia. But kusibuati why is a Malcolm standing fan? Why koti ro gina ho? On so ko Malcolm a omo toshiba standing fan bi ho. I say kusibuati ai. The cathedral now, Mama Jum, honey and pong. I'm about 2 minutes. We need Jum, Wega, Intiminjai, oh, Bodam. Now, look at this. A year abozege last hour, Mummy found woman and pong with your bending. It was not my fault the NPP lost the 2024 elections. This is clearly stated in both the Mike Okwe and Che Mensa Bunsu report. Baumia said, "Wouldn't be organized or can santimemu." Me catch them say, "MPP mu obia peso Jimmy Kasa or can santimemu." obi opeso Jimmy o MPP mu bia e kan kwasi akasa e da nipa no asantemem no koka no oh so oka no or say it is clearly stated in both the Mike Okwe report and Chairman's report onim say omo ogina mo nimu asante adanse asokwa e kasa omo nkenkan me say who MPP ni a we Jimmy o say asante ni a na who what three cobra three a mantam MPP ni no na say MPP no one mantam na obetima pepa de 2 bi ni edi MPP ni a we Jimmy was I asantini? Me say, oh, maybe Okojina Cas Asabno, because when some of them delegates now more asantimemuno, Omun to be kind and drunk and kind, Mr. Dan Quaka, Omuju JSS and no we. It was me, and you photo, and you lose elections, no, and so no catch the Ghana for say, on any policies here they call election nim, on any year manifesto or they call election nim. On no asem na Ghana for also mutie to Abamano or lose election now catch them say the fault na why fault asimesi etro manifesto be kan manifesto be 3 hours say nyan say dan trimunie na no asem nie mo first year ne ma no mo nhwe ho na mo ma no na nim nyansa yenti na no asem ye ntoma no na nipa de tie wa no asem ye no mu so wagimi no man to ama afere o catch say enya wo fault enti na mo lose election na why na fault why na fault. It's on who studying go for ya makachira will say ba omia omumbu asantifo no sa asem we okay odru ho a want to be kan chan wona for eh awon ni o ken kan ti ase because it is not my fault o to one go say oh please you say oh effort oka also I am sorry my brother I know you are talking when we read the report in fact our constituency chairman brought the report what we find out that it was your fault we the Voltarians we can read and we can write awon ni be kan report na busa questions Teni no back in kind, where no one can kind into a good dance out to quack. Who can report and why never can report to Mr. MPP near with Jimmy, our sire Eddie Asantinia, Sabio, Una Mantam no Bodaimu, or no wa Mantam no Deja or one. Because San MPP Nina or Santinia was a Jimino. So Jana, Obetmat to be a been about me at the Yomono. With Jack, hey, can we tell her? Yantiasia, Ubodam.